Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, tonight we have got to talk about the thing that has gone down in California, Sacramento to be specific. I do not like talking about these things, but the sitting president of the United States decided to make this about something that was not determined yet, so we've got to respond. Again, I do not like talking about these things until it is well established what happened, but we're going to dive in. Everything is linked in the description box below. I want to hear from you guys on this one because it's really important to do two things. One, note what a sitting president said without any facts of any understanding of what's happening, and also listen to what he said specifically, and all his acolytes, but more so to him because he's the figurehead. This is really important. I want to share this with you guys. Like I said, it's linked in the description, but let's get into it because this is really important that we understand how every time that something tragic happens, no matter what part of the world we're in, what part of the policy in, what part of whatever happens, there's always political actors sitting there waiting and jumping at the bit before they even know what happened. And that is a case of what we have here because no one knows. All right. Biden calls for stricter gun laws. After the worst situation in Sacramento history, we must do more than mourn. Okay. Here we go. Let's keep going. I'm going to show you what's going on. President Biden and gun control advocates across the country are calling for congressional action on gun control after another situation, this time in Sacramento, California state capitol. And pay attention here because some of the details I'm going to show you here are really important to note what they're doing because it shows you a gap in the system, all right? Authorities are searching for multiple people as the community waits to learn the identities of the victims in what has become the worst situation in the city's history. Now, a certain level of respect is necessary. Let it play out before you just immediately get on your gun control bandwagon. That's clearly not what happened here because you can never let a good crisis go to waste, which, in my personal opinion, is really gross and disgusting and despicable, but that's where we're at. Anyway, this is the part where you start to listen and piece together these breadcrumbs. Again, I'm not going to offer a conjecture of what happened or anything because I don't know. All right? But you guys figure this out for yourselves. Investigators say multiple shooters opened fire as crowds were streaming out of closed bars. This is around 2 a.m. in the morning. While a motive for the situation has not been identified, police are reviewing a video of a large fight that broke out right before the gunfire. It's unclear if the two are connected. Well, in other reports, which I'm not citing here because there's just so much fog of war kind of going on, there's other things that say there were multiple individuals. There was multiple people involved. It depends who's going to happen in what scenario. All these things have not been identified, but that's not stopping these people from going on their exact same boring, broken tangents. And this is the part where he goes off the deep end, in my opinion. Mr. Biden called on Congress to urgently take action on a series of proposals that he said would save lives. Again, keep in mind, he knows nothing of what happened. No one does. Including banning ghost guns. Was this a ghost gun? Were there two ghost guns? Were there multiple ghost guns? You don't know that. But let's just ban them just in case. Requiring background checks for all gun sales. The NICS system from the FBI completely, universally covers every single FFL dealer. Anytime you buy a gun from a store, a shop, an online dealer, anything, you're getting background checked when you go to pick up that firearm. Just letting you know. Banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. You have no idea that either one of these were used in this incident. You have no idea if there was a battle. You have no idea if there was a regiment. You have no idea if it was pistols, which, by the way, my gut is kind of leaning towards from when you read all these reports. You don't know if it was pistols. You don't know if it was ARs. You don't know if it was shotguns. You have no clue, but you're going to go ahead and say, we should ban ARs. Why? It had nothing to do with this. Or it might. I have no idea. But why are you coming out and saying it without even knowing? That's the important piece. And high-capacity magazines. Those were definitely used. How would you know that? You don't know that. But it's not going to stop you from going down the exact same thing that you always say, including this piece. And repeal gun manufacturers' immunity from liability. What? That makes zero sense on any spectrum of understanding. How could a gun manufacturer have anything to do with any of these situations, particularly if it turns out that this was a pistol fight between two individuals in a bar scene in a bar town late at night, and there was crossfire, unless that happens. Again, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect anybody from saying that I do know when I don't, but I got one more thing for you. And this is where Gun Violence Archive really, it's misleading at best. Nationwide, there have been 120 situations since the start of the year. Do you guys remember 120 situations? No, you don't. Well, here's why. According to Gun Violence Archives, which defines a situation as 4 or more people shot or killed. That includes gunfights, drive-bys, anybody, doesn't matter. Not including the shooter. So if you, okay, I can't even get out examples. Basically, it doesn't cover what they market it as. That averages out to more than 1 a day. And it's the second situation in Sacramento in just 5 weeks. Well, did you hear about the first one? No, you didn't. No one did. Because they look at this and they lump it in a misidentified category. Quote, and this I actually agree with. It's a sickness in our culture, and we must do everything we can to heal that sickness, Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg said at a news conference. 100% there. Start there. There's no reason you have to add conjecture. There's no reasons you have to go down all these roads of your little checklist of all the gun control that you'd want because A, it's disrespectful to the victims. B, you have no clue, so you're speaking out of a lack of knowledge. And C, give it a second. I know that's one of the things that you guys have to do is go out and advance gun control because a crisis has occurred, but that doesn't necessarily mean it makes sense or it's responsible or respectful. I'm getting off on a tangent right now, but I just wanted to show you that because they're going down the exact same road they always go down with having no idea what happened. And that's what I got for you. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.